Hey Agaho guys, this is week 6 of the GBA, season 4. This week, Utah Jasmine will be taking on the Long Island Regirockies. You know, the team that's named after a softball team that may or may not even still exist in Long Island. Anyway, we are sitting at 3-12 plus 14, which is probably well more than you would expect a team with only one more win than loss to be at. I think it's also the second highest differential in the league coming into this week, which is funny. Drew, aka Nips, coach of the Regirockies, is 1-4 minus 12. Not having a great time of it this season, but you know, you gotta learn sometime. So see what we can make of it. He's got that scary NPC face that John has, and when we played John, it wasn't a good time. So we'll see if we can have a better time this week. Look at what he's got here. We got Roserade, Cobalion, good Alakazam, Quagsire, Mega Altaria, and Snorlax. On the bench, we have Hawlucha, Jirachi, Mandibuzz, Blaziken, and Magnezone. So he's got three like bird thing. I guess Mega Altaria is kind of a bird. It's a dragon. Three birdie things: Hawlucha, Mandibuzz, and Blaziken. None of which are being brought. So Hawlucha, I feel like, is one of his like perpetual like unburdened. Has access to like unlimited quantities of speed essentially. So that's always going to be a top contending threat. Mandibuzz is the only way to remove hazards, so we don't see that. However, there is a weird little quirk with Nips' team, which is that he only has one thing that is weak to rocks, which is Mandibuzz, which the purpose of Mandibuzz is generally going to be to remove rocks. So, in a bit of a really weird move this week, I just decided, you know what, I'm just not going to bring Stealth Rock because he's got a Magic Guard user in Alakazam. A large portion of his team resists Stealth Rock, so I decided not to bring it this week, and we'll see if it bites me in the butt. But anyway, look at what I did bring, which we got Scarf Togekiss coming back. We got Timid again, I believe, which is there for partly as a Mega Altaria check. If it gets a Dragon Dance up, we can still deal mad damage to it with a Dazzling Gleam. We got a couple other sources of priority on the team, so you know, hopefully we can soften it up a bit and then come in with a Scarf Dazzling Gleam and hopefully win a speed tie if he happens to be Jolly Max speed. If we can contain him to one Dragon Dance, that'll be cool. Otherwise, we have Scarf Flinch hacks on cool stuff. We are also packing Aura Sphere for the likes of Cobalion and maybe to tickle Snorlax's tummy a little bit. And I think our fourth move is actually Roost, just in case I need to come in, and I think I should probably just get some hit points back here, or maybe potentially stall something out with Scarf Roost. That would be pretty silly, but we do nonetheless have it. I guess also in case it does get knocked off, although I don't think he brought either of his things that can pack knock off, with it being Mandibuzz and Blaziken, so. Nitto is just kind of a smash things in the face set this week, just 4 attacks. Stab on the special side, Life Orb again, of course. Sucker Punch because priority, because Alakazam. If we can break the thing Sash, that would be pretty cool. And then last move was kind of filler, but I was just like, I don't have a fighting move on the team anywhere else. Let me just go ahead and throw a superpower on there just in case, there's a situation where we'll be able to KO Snorlax. Zapdos, for the first time, I think, ever that I've ran Defog, I actually am going to end up using Defog in this game. Slight spoiler, I guess. I thought about running the Scarf Defog on Togekiss again, but I figured, I'm going to want something that's able to defog multiple times. The other thing is that his things that can use Stealth Rock, Jirachi and Cobalion, both of which are pretty okay switch-ins for Zapdos. I'd feel relatively okay switching Dose into either one of those, so I felt like that was a pretty big advantage as well, or a pretty good reason to put Defog on Zapdos. It's also a reason I decided not to bring Stealth Rock, because I still need to get used to using Defog. So this is kind of like baby steps getting used to Defog by not bringing any form of hazards, so that if I Defog, I don't have to have any sort of anxiety about, but should I keep mine up? Or should I just tear his down? And the general consensus that I felt was Stealth Rocks are going to hurt me more than they're going to hurt him, so I would generally rather have them down for both than up for both. As you can see, I have 3 things weak to rocks. One of them 4 times before I get the Mega off anyway. We also have Roar because he's shown a tendency to bring Curse Lax and just, don't want setup stuff happening. It could also be hilarious if he, starts subbing down with Hawlucha or something, for some reason is staying in on Zapdos, and then I just roar him away and he loses Unburden. I thought that would be pretty funny. But yeah, Zapdos is, obviously Walls Hawlucha stab combination, Walls Cobalion stab combination, so it was pretty obvious bring this week. Max physically defensive so that it's going to be able to take 2 Stone Edges, assuming they don't crit, and of course Pressure is a wonderful ability to get rid of the PP. Blissey is here because we want to bring Aromatherapy, and Blissey probably would have been the designated Stealth Rocker this week, but I decided, I think I want all these utility moves. At first I was only going to have 2 attacks on Togekiss, and then throw probably like Heal Bell in there if I needed a Heal Bell. Then in the end, since I decided, I kind of want the 3 attacks on Togekiss. I think Dazzling Gleam was actually the last edition on there, which I put on there as a backup Mega Altaria check. And so that kind of meant that Blissey needed to have Aromatherapy, and of course I wanted to have T-Wave, so I sort of left no room for Stealth Rock. So Bliss just kind of has a very boring set, which disappoints me, really, because this is the sort of set that Chansey would be better at running, but again, the reason I like Bliss better is because you can run other stuff besides S-Toss. Unfortunately, we're not running anything besides S-Toss this week as far as attacks go. Dusknoir is coming back. I love you, Dusknoir. And part of that is because, if you notice, Nips has 3 fighting types, which means he's not going to bring all 3 of them, but he's almost certainly going to bring at least one of them. So, I believe I debated between Pressure and Frisk this week, because it would be kind of nice to eat up more Stone Edge PP by switching into Dusknoir if need be. But in the end, I think I decided to go with Frisk. Just give me that item information. And moveset is pretty bog standard Dusknoir. Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split, EQ, Shadow Sneak. Nothing really to see here. Max physically defensive, because I want to make sure that we don't get annihilated by the likes of a Hawlucha, because definitely respect to the Luchador bird, definitely for sure. Unfortunately, as you can see, was not brought, so there you go. Charizard, you're coming again. You're bringing DD again. You have one kind of funny move this week. For a moment, I temporarily forgot that Mega Altaria is immune to Dragon until I was actually started running damage calcs and remembered, oh yeah, Mega Altaria will resist Fire plus Dragon. So, Steel Wing? Pretty sure Steel Wing is a guaranteed 1-hit KO. As long as I have Dragon Dance up and he doesn't have any defense investment, maybe some HP investment is fine. But I also could have had Iron Tail. I thought about Iron Tail because Iron Tail would actually knock it out with no DD up if you just wants to come in. And I believe this Zard has kind of a similar speed that I have run in the past. I think it hits 186, which is 1 point above a plus speed base 80. So it'll be able to come into Mega Altaria, and unless it's already got Dragon Dance up, be able to outspeed it. So we're also have Fire Punch, I believe. Part of that is because I just don't want to wear myself down. And things I would want to hit with fire, most notably Roserade, Jirachi, and Cobalion, they all die to a +1 Fire Punch anyway. Don't need Flare Blitz for that. So I figured that would be alright. I kinda really wanted to put HP Grass on Charizard, because, Quagsire, which you can see right there, and if you noticed, I have no grass anywhere on the team, and that was kind of because I figured, I think we'll be alright, as long as I can get Quagsire burned. It can come into Charizard, but if it's burned, then it's gonna probably still get 2-hit KO'd by Dragon Claw. I mean, I was 99% sure he was gonna bring Quag, because that's kind of the best thing he has to stop a DD Charizard, is Unaware Quagsire. So, really thought about putting HP Grass on there, but it wasn't going to 1-hit KO, and I wasn't going to invest enough in special attack to make it 1-hit KO, but it was a thought. But ultimately I decided, I'd rather have Steel Wing so I can get through Mega Altaria. I feel like we can maybe deal with Quagsire, in the long term in other ways. Mega Altaria is a little bit more of a pressing threat. So, I think this video I'm actually going to do something a bit odd. We're going to upload 2 versions of this video. This version is going to be the silly version that you're, well, actually, you maybe want, whatever. If this is not the unlisted version, then this is going to be the silly version. If you want to hear a little bit more serious version that you're probably used to, you can click annotation that should be up on the screen around now. It'll also be in the description, etc. So, I thought it would be funny. Maybe no one else thinks it'll be funny, but I thought it was funny, so we'll do that, and pick whichever one you like. If you want to just get your jam on, keep watching the one that is public, and otherwise, if you want to hear Cooper talk, then go to the other one. So, yeah, do whichever one you like. See you in a few.